Hi everyone, it's Gail here with a little Ignite show. So it's Thursday, just after 5. So I usually do the Ignite show at 5 o'clock on Thursday. I didn't do that last week because I ran out of time last week, so I had to do it on Friday instead. But here I am on the usual day at the usual-ish time. And today I am talking about finding your balance. So I've just done the finishing touches to my new little tiny product, which is called Find Your Balance in 30 Days. So it's a mini program that you can do over the course of 30 days. It has just gone live. And so I thought, okay, what can I talk about, given that I've just been doing that for a while, like just thinking about finding your balance, ditching burnout, overcoming stress and overwhelm. What should I talk about today? So what I'm talking about today is if you are somebody who struggles with balance or struggles to find balance and is in the middle of overwhelm, maybe you feel like you're standing in front of a fire hose. That was a phrase that one of my old bosses used to use, which I thought really summed up what it's like when you are in a senior position, when you have got loads of responsibility, you've got loads of demands being placed on your time, you're trying to juggle things all the time, your calendar is chaos, people are double booking you, triple booking you, and you just don't know whether you're coming or going sometimes. And sometimes it just feels like, gosh, could I, if only I could just have a little bit of space, a little bit of time to think, so that I can get a bit of clarity, get back control. Like that is the one thing that I hear people say to me all the time. I just want to take back control. I feel like my life isn't my own, that I'm being pulled and pushed from pillar to post, and that I have no control. So one of the things that can really make a difference and can help is when we think about delegating. So your role as a leader is to develop and help to grow and nurture the people who work for you. So one of your responsibilities is growth and development of your team, and really thinking about who are the people on your team, what are the skills that they bring, what are they capable of doing today, and what is the stretch, what is the growth opportunity that we want to put in front of them to help them get to where we want to be tomorrow or at some point in the future. And one of the best ways to do that, once you've identified, what the path is for that person, what the aspirations are, and where that is headed and what direction that is going in, a great way to have a win-win. So an opportunity for you to offload something, an opportunity for them to step up, to get more exposure, to gain experience, to learn something new, is to take a look at everything that you're working on and figure out, how can I get somebody that works for me to take more of this on so that it frees me up, but it gives them an opportunity to grow. It gives them an opportunity for stretch potentially as well. Now, the one thing that I hear all the time when I talk to leaders about this, when I talk about, you need to be delegating more, the one thing I hear is, oh, but they're overloaded as well. Oh, I can't give them more. And the challenge that I want to give you on that, and the pushback that I want to give you on that, is that's not necessarily your call. It's not necessarily up to you to decide and to assume, who has got capacity, who hasn't, who wants something more and who doesn't. Because when someone is eager and hungry for promotion or for the next step or to have some exposure in a particular area or to have a special project, then it's not really down to you to assume whether they've got the capacity or not. That's up to them to manage. It's up to them to manage, because their experience is not your experience. Their capacity is not your capacity. Their boundaries are not your boundaries. Their vision and view and what's the word I'm looking for? So their idea of balance might not necessarily be the same as yours. So don't make assumptions about how much people can take on. Don't make assumptions about what people want to or don't want to do. Just have the conversation. Have the conversation about, what could this look like? So if you were to give them more responsibility, if you were to give them a project, if you were to hand off something to them, what could that look like? What might that look like? And what are the possibilities and options around it? Because that is how people learn, grow, and develop, is by taking on new things, trying new opportunities, or taking on new opportunities and taking advantage of the things that are put in front of them. So you might think they don't have enough capacity, but it's amazing how motivated someone can be and how much someone can find time, or how much time someone can find when it's something that they really want to do, and when they can really see the reward and the benefit of taking on and doing it. And the one thing that I would also share on this is, so I know, like, having been in senior leadership positions myself, I know how difficult it is to find time. However, I also know that if there was something that I really wanted to do, I found time to do it. Like, one way or another, I found time to do it. So I remember signing up to do the moonwalk in Edinburgh when I was working for Adobe. So, still had a really, really big role, director position, loads of responsibility, but I wanted to do the moonwalk. I wanted to give myself a goal, something to aim for, something to get me moving. And I knew if I was going to do it, I was going to have to figure out how to fit in the training plan, because there's no way I would have been able to walk 26 miles in one night, through the night as well, without training and planning for that. And I did it. I can't even remember now how I did it, but I know I did it because I completed the moonwalk, and I know I did all the training. So I followed the training plan. If there's a plan, I follow it, right? So I followed the training plan to the letter. So I did all of the training that was required, and I managed to fit it in the evenings, at weekends. I just made it happen because it was something I really wanted to do. And that's the thing. When we're really motivated by something, when we really want to do something, we find ways of making it happen. And that's why, so one of the things that I teach in the Find Your Balance in 30 Days is not just about delegating, but also having a really clear vision of, what do you actually want? What matters most? What's really important to you? Because when we've got clarity on that, and we're being pulled towards something, or we're drawn to something, it's amazing how opportunities open up. We see possibility. We see things, and we can be creative about things when we're excited about something, when we're passionate about something, when our perspective is positive. So when we find a really positive place to be in, it's funny how we can be more creative, we can be more solution oriented. We just find ways of getting things done. Now, these are not the only two things that I think you need to do to find more balance. I've got loads of tips in my Find Your Balance in 30 Days program, but you need to go and check that out if you want to find out more. But those two things on their own are really big. So learn and master the art of delegating, because it's not just a case of dumping stuff onto other people. There is an art to doing that successfully. And really think clearly about, if I'm not happy with the balance that I have in my life right now, well, what do I actually want it to look like? Because until you have a goal and a clear picture of that, it's very difficult to make the decisions and take the action that's going to take you towards it. So most people that I work with that are struggling with work-life balance have no idea what they want their balance to look like. They have no goal, they have no picture, they have no vision, so they have nothing to aim for. At least if you've set out, okay, this is what I want it to look like, this is where I want to get to, you have got something then to say, right, okay, well, if that's what I want, what's my next step? What would I need to say yes to? What would I need to say no to? What action do I need to take to help me get there? So that's my tip for you today. In the notes for this post, you're also going to see a link to my challenge. So the doors to my challenge open tomorrow. Can't believe we're here already. So the good news is we are almost at 300 registrations. So I just checked the number before I came on live here. Let me just see what it is actually right now. Is it? Yeah, so we're at 290. This is officially my biggest challenge so far. So the last challenge was my biggest one, and that was about 240 people. So we're currently at 290 with 3 full days of promotion still to go, and we don't close registration until Monday at lunchtime. So if you are, I see if there's a few people watching me live at the moment. If you are joining my challenge, great, can't wait to welcome you in. If you're not in yet, go and click that link and come and join us, and I will see you there. I'm opening the doors tomorrow.